Recently, Liu Changdong did something very different. He wants to send 700,000 people to school. He stated that 124 schools have already signed contracts. Couriers, warehouse staff, and logistics staff must be sent back to the classroom. What to learn? Maintenance and servicing of robots. Why? His judgment was also straightforward. In the future, delivery will definitely be handled by more and more robots. But he didn't want robots to come. These brothers were replaced. Lost your job. Some say this is the responsibility of an entrepreneur. Others say it's too ideal. But I think this is truly something worth discussing. He was the one who put a question in front of us ahead of time. When a technological revolution occurs, what if someone can't keep up? In recent years, Ari has sparked wave after wave of wealth myths. But for more ordinary people, the most direct feeling, maybe not excitement, it's stress. Ari is really amazing. Will there ever come a day I really am useless? In response, there is a concept in economics, technical business. This is economist Keynes. It was proposed in 1930. This was the second craft revolution. Automated production brought about by this. Manual labor is rapidly replaced. Streamline the technical line. Handwoven workers lost their jobs. Vehicle supplies. The coachmen began to struggle to find work. Technological revolutions bring efficiency, but some positions will also be taken away. But compared to the past, this time, the impact brought by Ari, it seems much more intense. This is not your imagination, because the cost of Ari entering the job is too low. Steam engines are going to enter the factory. You need to modify the production line. The internet needs to be supplemented. You need to lay the network cable first. But Ari is different. No need to move machines. No need to build a factory. Open a software. Approaching a process. The approach to each position starts to change. Everything happened too fast. So fast that many people haven't even reacted yet. He was already standing by a riverbank. The riverside was the job he used to be familiar with. Across the river are new positions after the technological revolution. Separated by the middle. It's a new tool. Skills and thresholds. It's not that he doesn't want to go. He just didn't know how to get there. So what to do? Faced with this question, countless wise people around the world. Everyone is trying to find a way. The government is thinking. Economists wonder. Entrepreneurs are thinking too. Today, let's take a look at three of them. The first type. Place a lifebuoy. What does that mean? People fell into the water. The most important thing is not to teach him to swim. Instead, they started by throwing something away. Tell him not to sink. In reality, it's just giving out money directly. A typical example is UBR, Universal Basic Income. This is Ultraman Sham, founder of OpenAI. 2020. He recently launched the largest UB experiment in US history. He recruited 3,000 low-income people. Among them, 1,000 people receive $1,000 per month for 3 consecutive years. Another 2,000 people served as the control group, received $50 per month. He wanted to verify that the pressure of rent loans was removed. Will people study on their own? Go start a business. And what happened? These 1,000 people's lives truly breathe a sigh of relief. But he did not try to swim to the other side. Data shows their employment rate was 2% lower than the control group. On average, they work 1.3 hours less per week. What was the time saved for? Rest. So you see, giving money helps people stay stuck for the time being. But you can't let people automatically develop new skills. Saving lives can save lives. But it was difficult to cross the river. So there was a second method. Shipbuilding. What does that mean? Enterprises can use Ari. You can use intelligent agents, but you enjoy the technological dividend. Human positions should also be retained proportionally. For example, consuming 1 billion tokens per year. Just assign a human position. This concept is called the ultimate human pairing. Sounds a bit novel, but in reality, this is the way people are forcibly brought onto the ship to ensure that people have work to do. In the workings of our society, there have always been similar existences. For example, employment security for people with disabilities. According to regulations, the proportion of employment arranged by employers for persons with disabilities shall not be less than 1.5% of the total number of employees. If not achieved, enterprises must pay the Disabled Employment Security Fund. The underlying logic of this plan is very simple. You must give humanity work to do. Why? Because people need more than just to fill their stomachs. People also need to work through it to affirm their social value, just like many retired elderly people. Clearly, there is no worry about food or clothing, but you must go pick up a bottle. You must become a volunteer. Be sure to get up early and work late every day to cook for your child. Why? It's because they are busy in this process. Feel needed. The purpose of shipbuilding is not just to provide people with a salary. It also gives people a sense of dignity. But if people boarded the ship, only placed in a corner, avoid engaging with the real mission, no new abilities can be developed. He still finds it difficult to truly go to the other side. So there is a third method. Repair the bridge. Liu Changdong did it. Essentially, it's about building bridges. He did not wait for a position of 700,000 people. Only after being eliminated do they receive subsidies. Instead, while everyone else was still on duty. While new technologies haven't completely restructured the business. First, lay out the skill pathways. Share your past experiences in advance. Receiving a future position. Couriers are familiar with customers. Learn about the community's disputes and delivery services. When the robot breaks down in rain or snow, a courier going to do maintenance, maybe even more than programmers in the office. They also know exactly where the problem lies. Of course, repairing this bridge is not easy. Not everyone can learn new skills. Future maintenance positions. Can they handle these 700,000 people? It also requires time to prove. But at least this is the most positive exploration. That's all for the 3 methods. Lifebuoys solve survival. Ship solves the job. Bridge resolution capability. As for what the future holds, honestly, no idea. I also don't want to embrace change with a fleeting phrase of courage. To brush off this genuine fear. Afraid. That's perfectly normal. I myself often feel anxious too. But fortunately, more and more people are joining. He began to face this matter seriously, not just standing on the shore and shouting, "You have to work hard, otherwise you'll be eliminated." Instead, he was thinking, can you give him a breath first? Can you leave him a spot? Could you help him build some roads in advance? The bridge built by Liu Changdong, not necessarily perfect, but at least he reminded us, a technological revolution. You can't just count on the company's efficiency. We also need to account for the transformation of ordinary people. After all, a good era. It shouldn't just be the fastest runner rewarded. You should also reach out to those who haven't kept up. Follow Liu Run, lowering the cognitive barrier for business.